The Somali National Group is not allowed to enjoy democratic rights to elect its parliament and the executive corps. It is the central government of Ethiopia that decides according to its interest those who are going to represent in the local Somali parliament as well as who will be the president and his cabinet ministers. These elected people by the Ethiopian government are not presenting the interest of their people, but they are recruited as agents of the Ethiopian government, in order to protect the interest of the Ethiopian regime. The psychological barriers that would make in the future the unity of Ethiopia impossible. It is not the question of federalism, nor the way Dr. Abiy's political administration, but the question to be posed is, what inflates the ethnical conflicts? It is something deeper than all these, which is psychological problems. These have been stowed and is repressed deep in the unconsciousness or subconsciousness of the oppressed people, as well as the oppressor. Analyzing the socio-political and historical developments from the first episode on, it shows how the ethnical groups in Ethiopia are far from homogeneous nations, who would come together and build voluntarily a United States of Ethiopia. The political development of Ethiopia is from beginning on based on barbarism, caste system of serfdom. It is a state where the peoples being intentionally destroyed and destructed their basic human life, being destroyed their moral consciousness either politically and psychologically, and as well fragmented and alienated from one another. There is nothing in common which bring unity, sustainable peace and common interest in Ethiopia. Even if it comes through force and intimidations from outside as well as from interior forces, Ethiopia will never be united voluntary conditions and with genuine willingness, because what isn't here considered is the notion of self-determined sovereign ethnical groups with equal rights status. The political conditions that always dominates and dictates the politics of the others is one or two ethnical groups who are supported by Western powers. Nations whose cultural identities, and moral consciousness as well as their moral traditions are intentionally destroyed by the Abyssinian plutocratic power owners, and are forced to identify themselves with the authority of the oppressor, are commenced by orienting themselves in the identity formation and rebuilding or developing a new re-socialization process. It means an illusionary thinking of traveling back with a time machine to search the cultural renaissance within the existing oppressive system, the values which have no reference at all and anymore, which can be simply considered as a schizophrenic characteristic approach. This characteristic attitude has produced an environment of impotence and anger.